Now, the BBC has identified the names of over 180,000 Russian soldiers killed in the war in Ukraine. The majority of those killed are from small Russian towns and villages, even though actually the majority of the Russian population lives in cities. Well, since the start of the invasion, journalists from BBC Russia and Mediazona, plus volunteers, have been working to identify Russian soldiers killed name by name. Russia last published its death toll in 2022 and has concealed the number of losses since then. The true death toll is generally expected to be much higher than the 180,000 identified by this project. Well, involved in this project is Olga Ivshina from BBC Russia. So just talk us through, this is an incredible investigation that you've done to name all these people.
Yes, probably our audience have heard bigger figures, but what's important, what's unique about this project is that we know those people name by name. First of all, we know quite a lot about them, where they're from, what's their age, how they actually joined the Russian army. Some of them are convicts from prisons, some of them are mobilized personnel, some joined voluntarily, so that's also important. And also, because we know where they're from, we can analyze what's going on with Russia, with Russian society, how this invasion into Ukraine is affecting Russia as well. And what we see is that, yeah, as you said, the majority is coming from tiny villages and small cities, small towns, even though the majority of Russian population lives in the big cities. And of course, you can see similar pattern in other armies, in the US, in the UK army. But what's important, it seems that more people are signing up from those villages and towns which depend more on state subsidies. So where the influence of the state is more, people maybe are more eager or maybe are a bit pushed more to sign up.
That is absolutely fascinating because that's the kind of insight you rarely get from Russia. So obviously, most of the Russian population, as I mentioned, live in large cities. So these people, their communities must be it must be impossible because they're so small already.
Yes, for example, we established that in small village of Sedanka in the Far East, that's 7,000 kilometers away from Ukraine. So it's in Kamchatka, on almost the other part of the world. So in that small village, almost all men of fighting age, of working age, they went to the war. And actually the locals, the local women, they appealed to the local governor saying there is no one left to chop the wood. And actually what was going on in that village paints you the picture because there is no proper jobs for many people. The village is very remote, cut out. So people, males, especially males from there, see it as their lucky ticket, as their opportunity to make their lives better, even though for that they have go to Ukraine and participate in the invasion, but they're eager to take that gamble because of the conditions they are in.
And Olga, just briefly, if you would, most of the Russians killed you found in this war have Slavic surnames. What do you read into that? Yes,
so it seems the majority are Russian, they have Russian surnames, but indigenous ethnic minorities, like those Inuits or so indigenous minorities from small villages, they take disproportionate toll if you see in the relation to their communities.
Absolutely fascinating piece of journalism. Olga Ivshina, thank you very much for bringing that to us. And I know there's an extended article on our website for anybody who would like to get a little bit more on that. Olga, thank you so much.